Now, after this expensive mistake by Joe Biden, the president of the United States, he added another expensive one. This one, very, very expensive. Now, there is a problem. Respect lovely people. Joe Biden, the president of USA, is trending. What is happening? Before we get into it, kindly subscribe and hit the like button. US President Joe Biden has been facing questions about his age and fitness. That is to practically say questions about if he is actually fit to run for the presidency again. In response to that, Joe Biden said he is healthy and is the best person to beat Donald Trump. Wonderful. But more and more people in his own Democratic Party are asking him to step aside after a debate last month where he seems to struggle, adding to the worries about his age. Now, one interesting thing is that in the middle of the call for Joe Biden to step down from running as president because of his fitness and age, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, I don't know if that is the right pronunciation, but he dismissed this allegation of US President Joe Biden being weak, stating that US President Joe Biden is in really good form, so there's nothing wrong with him. After their time together at a NATO meeting in Washington, Starmer remarked that Biden was well informed. So despite rising calls for Joe Biden to step down, Starmer's comment highlights his confidence in the US president's capabilities. Now, there is a problem. US President Joe Biden spoke confidently during an hour-long news conference. Biden stood strong even though reporters kept asking him about the problem with his campaign, which is the call for him not to campaign because of his age and fitness. He replied by saying, "I've got to finish the job." Now, during the conference, there were some very expensive mistakes that Joe Biden made, which brought back the question about his fitness and age. Speaking at the news conference, he mistakenly called Vice President Kamala Harris as Vice President Trump by accident. There we go.
My question for you is, how are you incorporating these developments into your decision to stay? And separately, what concerns do you have about Vice President Harris's ability to beat Donald Trump if she were at the top of the ticket?
Look, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be Vice President. I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be Vice President, but I think she was not qualified to be President. So let's start there.
Now, after this expensive mistake by Joe Biden, the president of the United States, he added another expensive one. This one, very, very expensive. During a briefing on NATO support for Ukraine, President Joe Biden accidentally referred to Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky as President Putin. Now, realizing his mistake, Biden quickly corrected himself before Zelensky addressed the audience. But the interesting thing is that he justified the mistake by quickly saying, "I am so focused on beating Putin." Watch the video.
And now I want to hand it over to the President of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Putin. He's going to beat President Putin. President Zelensky. I'm so focused on beating Putin, we got to worry about it. Anyway, Mr. President.
I'm better.
You are a hell of a lot better.